Thank you for joining the Broadway Drumming 101 podcast with your host, Clayton Craddock.
Welcome to Broadway Drumming 101. My guest today is the black belt of drumming, because Mr. Damon DueWhite.
Clayton, I'd like to thank you because I can only imagine the amount of work that goes into doing this. And I thank you for this, and I thank you for having me. I really do.
So when you came here, was your goal to play in shows like Hello Dolly, or was it more like I want to play at the knitting factory? I'm just kidding.
Well, you know what, Clay, this is crazy because I didn't want to tour or do anything. My goal, I wanted to be a studio musician. So I worked on my reading and worked on my timing because I wanted to be one of those guys where, okay, I'm gonna finish this session and then I'm gonna go to the next session and go to the next session and maybe play a club at night or this or that. So that was my initial goal. But I tell people that I was on the 8:00 bus for New York and the drum machine was on the 7:00 bus. So a lot of, once I got a lot of those studio gigs, it kind of gone away because of automation and all and all that, because of the drum machine thing.
So tell people what you do and what works best, in your opinion, to sub for someone on a Broadway show.
I go in first to observe and I ask for the audio. And what I do is when I listen through, I pinpoint for me what I consider the most difficult parts of the show. And in that, I mean like fast segues, or tempo changes, or, certain cues that I need to be aware of. And then once I go through those, and then I start running the show, looking at the conductor's video, and then also too, verbal cues and this and that, and I start, writing down notes for all of these cues, and then once I get to the point where I'm just practicing with the conductor's video, then it's like, okay, I'm doing the show. I'm at that point now where this is my final process for preparation, is to start playing along with the conductor's video. And another thing too, what I do is I go in and take a photo of the drummer's setup, and I set my drums up as closely as I can to how they have their drums set up, and I practice like that. Yeah, and I almost make it a conscious effort to not be comfortable when I'm practicing, because like you said, you're going in sitting at a kit that you cannot adjust. So, and that's what it is. So I need to start getting used to, I don't want to say not getting comfortable, because in practicing, hopefully by the time I go in there, I'm comfortable because I've practiced like that with my kit set up as close to what they have as possible,